All right, let's start at the front of your mat. Take a peek at your feet. Make sure your feet are lined up with each other. And take a deep breath in, arms overhead. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up to the sky. Your next inhale, get long. That's it. Wiggle your side waist. And exhale into standing forward bend or rag doll. Feel nice traction in the back of your head. And bring your feet together, connect your inner thighs, drop your hips, bend your knees, and come into chair pose. You want to get your back nice and flat. You don't want any roundness in the back. Sink in, squeeze inner thighs together, bring your hands to your low back and interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders up, back, down as big as you can. Up, back, down. Working the shoulders so you're forgetting that you're actually working the legs a little bit too. Hold it there. Inhale. Exhale. Chest and belly to your thighs. Bring your arms up over your head and let your head drop. Let your shoulders drop. Keep your eyes open here. If you close your eyes, it's really easy to lose your balance. And while you can't access your hands very easily, you might do a little forward roll. Deep breath. And you're going to come back up to chair pose. Release your hands. That's it. And we're going to try it again. Chair again. Sink in. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Bring your hands to your low back. This time you're going to interlace your fingers the opposite way, the way that's not your habit. So if one left pointer is always on top, you're going to switch it up this time. Roll your shoulders up, back, down, back, down. Chest is open, and then go ahead, bring it over. That little change in the grip of your hands makes a big difference opening the shoulders. Head hangs. Notice which side was easier for you. Try to let go of those shoulders. Try to let them go up and over a little bit more and a little bit more, keeping the eyes open. And back to chair again. Once your hands hit your low back, then release them. Extend the arms up to the sky and into standing forward bend. You're going to walk back to plank pose. I don't want you to jump because you just opened the shoulders so deeply. Hold plank. Level 1 is going to drop the knees to the floor and do wrist turns. Level 2, if your core is strong enough, you're going to be in plank. Okay, you're going to turn that right wrist around, prepping that shoulder, the chest for nice strength work in the upper body. And switch. You want to line the wrists up with each other. You always want a 90-degree angle in the wrists. Fingers spread, palms flat. One more time each side. If you can't go all the way, then just go halfway until one day all the way doesn't seem like much of a challenge. But this is tough stuff. Breathe and back to plank pose. Let's go to side plank. Drop your heels to the right, left arm up to the sky, and you're going to circle your arm around. I want you to really reach. I don't want you to cheat yourself. I don't want little T-Rex arms here. I want really big circles. Challenge your balance, stretch your side body. Breathing. Come back to plank pose, nice and slow. Downward dog and down dog push-ups. Head to the floor if you can. Palms flat, fingers spread, and then chaturanga. Upward dog and downward dog. Take a little rest here and come forward plank. Drop your heels to the left, right arm up to the sky. Get length and circle the arms again. Big, big circles. That's it. Reach around and up, around and up. If it's too hard here with stacked feet, you could stagger your feet. And then come out of the pose, downward dog, and our downward dog push-ups. Great. Hang in there, palms flat, and come forward into plank pose, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Deep breath in. And right foot's gonna come forward into your lunge. Arms come up to the sky. And we're gonna straighten that right leg, and arms are going to come down. It's like an arm flap. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Go as deep as you can. Warming up the shoulders still. That's it. Don't cheat yourself. Go deep, go deep. Try to keep that left leg straight and strong. Upper body upright. Keep going. And hands come back down to the floor. Plank pose, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Left foot forward, lunge again. Left knee 90-degree angle. Take a peek at that right foot. Right heel straight up to the sky. Opening the bottom of the foot evenly through all 5 toes. Come up into lunge. Get there. That's it. Little balance work. Strengthen the legs and hips. But most importantly, warming that shoulder more. Working the arms. Inhale up. Exhale down. When your arms come up, palms face up. When your arms go down, palms face down. Keep it going. Lunge and hands down to the floor. Press back. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward dog. We're gonna stay in downward dog and stretch it out. You wanna push the floor away with your arms, palms flat, arms strong and straight. Feel your shoulders open. You're gonna bring your right hand to your low back for a 3-legged dog. You don't wanna have too much hand cream on your left hand here or you'll go flying, so make sure you have a good connection. Hips up to the sky, back is flat, and switch it out. Right hand down, left hand to your low back, building strength and stability in your whole shoulder joint. There's a lot more to shoulder than bench pressing and shoulder pressing. Hang in there. Keep breathing and bring the hand down. That's it, downward dog. Right foot forward, this time left foot flat, and come into warrior 1. Right arm drops behind your head, left arm comes around really big, up behind. Don't cheat it. You want to honor that shoulder socket. Try to make a connection with your palms, with your hands. If you can grab, grab. If you can't, get a strap. Someday you'll reach with no problem. This is happy cow arms. Don't ask me why it's happy. Hips are facing the front of your mat. Some of my students actually call it miserable heifer. Keep the arms the same now. Right arm straight up to the sky and open up to warrior 2. Make sure you don't collapse that front knee. Keep that left shoulder open. Back to warrior 1. Again, arms are staying the same, just working through the legs a little bit. Warrior 2. And straighten your right leg. Square your feet. Make sure your feet are parallel. Toes line up with each other. Nice chest lift to the sky. And forward bend. If you meet a lot of resistance with the hamstring, then go ahead and bend the knees. Coming over in the pose. If your hands separate, that means you've rounded your back. And you only want to go as far as you can with a nice flat back. Keep breathing, hang yourself over. Keep that nice connection in your hands. And halfway up, flat back, shoot the right elbow straight ahead. Exhale, fold it over again. And halfway up, nice flat back. Push down through your legs and come all the way up. Release your arms, roll your shoulders out. You're going to need a little rebound time here. Turn your right foot out, hands down to the floor. Back into your lunge and plank pose. Chaturanga, nice and easy. Upward dog and downward dog. Left foot forward, right foot flat. Make sure you're aligned properly, that your base is strong, and come up into warrior one. If you're a righty, the other side was real easy for you. You might not be able to touch on this side. Left arm's going up to the sky. It's going to drop behind your head. Right arm comes around really big. Try to make a connection. Whatever it is, it is. If you have to, grab your strap. The shoulders will open up a lot easier than the hips and thighs because you're working smaller muscle groups here. Get it nice and tall and open it up to warrior two. Remember, keeping the hands the same. And then turn to warrior one, working your hips like a steering wheel. Warrior two, straighten the left leg, square the feet, line up the toes, baby back bend, and standing forward bend. Again, soften the knees if you need to. Your focus is on the front of that right shoulder, which I'm sure you can feel already. Try to release and relax the best that you can. Halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold it over. Halfway up, flat back, and all the way up to standing. Release those arms, roll the shoulders out, turn your left foot forward, bring your hands down to the floor, plank pose, chaturanga. It's a tough one after those big shoulder openers. Upward dog, wiggle around, and downward dog. We're going to go into dolphin pose now. You're going to come to your hands and your knees and then onto your forearms. You're going to measure out the distance between your elbows by wrapping your fingers around the elbows. You're made to fit yourself, so by doing that, you know that your elbows are directly under your shoulders in proper alignment, the best support for the pose. Then you're going to come out, hinge out on your elbows, interlace your fingers gently. A lot of people white knuckle it here. Too much tension in the arms. And you also don't want to rest just on your elbows. You want to use your whole lower arm all the way down to the outside of the pinky. And if you don't, I'm going to know tomorrow because you're going to have abrasions on your elbows. Tuck your toes and come up. Essentially a downward dog on the forearms. Now because you don't have the leverage of the arms, the truth of your shoulder flexibility comes out now. So it's a little easier to press into shoulders when your arms are straight. This is tougher. When you're here, you'll feel a lot more restricted. You want to push, open up that shoulder joint, chest, and we're going to add some dolphin push-ups now. Your feet are going to stay the same. Arms are going to stay strong into the floor. Again, no white knuckling. And you're going to come up and over. Dive over your arms and kiss the floor if you can. Press it back. Maybe initially you just go this far, not that far at all, until someday you get full range of motion. And keep it going. Lead with the hips. Exhale and inhale. Go ahead. That's it. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Also watch that your elbows don't flare out. They're still in that perfect position we measured out before we started. Keep it going. Breathing. Stay with it. Do the best that you can. And hold. Drop your knees to the floor and back into child's pose. Ease that back. You could feel your arms really working. They're really warm now. And come onto your hands and knees. Enough rest. And down onto your belly. Let's work chest and anterior deltoid or front of the shoulder. Try to counteract that forward motion that life puts us in so often with computers and driving. Creates very poor posture. We want to open up the chest. So we're going to bend the knees, reach around and grab and get a good hold of the ankles. I'd love you to be able to hold the ankles and lower leg, but in the beginning, if you can only hold the toes, that's fine. So flex the feet, roll your shoulders up, back down, lift the upper body, Deep breath in. Come up as high as you can. This is generated by the strength in your legs. So the legs go up and press back. Up and back. When you inhale, exhale, you might even get a gentle rocking motion. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. You're gonna get an amazing shoulder stretch here. That's it, and then release. And we're gonna scoot over to the left side of the mat. You're gonna bring your right hand out to the side, palm flat, arm extended, finger spread. What's most important about this pose is that your pointer finger is in alignment with your eyes, not directly out of your shoulder. Take a look at it. And you're gonna look over the opposite shoulder. Left hand's going to be flat. You're gonna bend your left knee. This is complicated, but once you get used to it, you'll be fine. You're gonna push into that left hand and you're going to drop that leg over. That's it. So you're gonna plant that left foot. Some of you will be able to bend both knees, both feet flat, butt will be flat to the floor. But that's more advanced. Take your time, no pushing. We're working tiny shoulder muscles here. Palm flat in that right arm. With practice, you'll get further and further and further. We're not just talking about shoulder. This is front of the shoulder, bicep, chest. It's a real deep restorative spinal twist. And you're controlling it with your left hand. You can deepen it or you can come out. Every day is going to be different, so don't go into it assuming one time my butt was on the floor, because it's not always going to be flat. Different circumstances, different days. If you're more stressed out, you're not going to be able to go as deep. Breathe into it. No fighting. Nice and slow. Let yourself release and relax. Straighten one leg and onto your stomach. Retract that arm and let's go to the other side. Remember, left arm out to the side, palm flat. Pointer in line with the eyes. Right hand flat. Right hand under my shoulder like I was gonna do a push-up with it. Some of you have such tight biceps that you might want to fold a towel, put it under your elbow joint for support. Then you're going to bend, look over your right shoulder, and slowly, slowly with that bent right knee, bring it over. Maybe you can bend the left knee, getting towards both feet flat on the floor. Notice which side is tighter. Notice your imbalances. Notice your asymmetries, because you may be able to sideline an injury before it becomes serious. Everybody has an arm dominance, so everybody's going to notice one side is definitely easier. Keep breathing, extending that left arm, gently persuading that shoulder and the chest to open more and more. Straighten one leg and the other leg. Come onto your stomach and slowly bend both arms, palms flat. Press yourself up onto your hands and knees and come to seated. Easy cross leg. Nice tall back, chin to the chest. Feels so good to open up. Inhale, arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms up to the sky. Bring your hands back down in front of you. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. Press your palms up to the sky. Feels really good. Exhale, release the arms. Roll your shoulders up, back down. Great job. Strengthening upper body, shoulders, and stretching it out as well. I'll see you next time.